A refined spiritual perception of time is the key to a human being's spiritual manifestation. These words are attributed to Ibn Arabi, the great master of unveiling, whose vision of existence was not limited to what the eyes see, nor even to what the mind can hold, but to what the heart can become aware of. When we hear such a sentence, we might pause. Time? Why time? Why would time have anything to do with spiritual awakening, realization, inner illumination, or the blossoming of the heart? We are used to thinking of time as something outside of us, something that passes, something that moves with clocks and calendars, something that we often feel we are chasing, or losing, or running out of. But here, Ibn Arabi is saying something else entirely. He is not talking about physical time, the time measured by the rising and setting of the sun. He is speaking of the perception of time, how you feel time, how you live time, how you stand inside the moment. There is a story that says, a person does not live the amount of years they accumulate, but the depth of the moments they awaken in. Some live 80 years in sleep. Some live one breath in eternity. So, my friend, let us begin here. Let us talk not about time as a number, but time as presence, time as awareness, time as the mirror through which your soul recognizes itself. Ibn Arabi teaches that there are 3 levels of time. The first is the eternal time, the time of God, beyond change, beyond beginning and end. This is called Sermed. The second is Dehr, the cosmic unfolding, the time in which divine attributes manifest through creation, through worlds, through the turning of existence upon itself again and again. And then there is Zaman, the time that we humans experience, the passing breaths, the changing days, the life that seems to move forward. But here is the secret. These 3 are not separate. They are layers of perception. Every moment you are in the world of physical time, but every moment also contains the doorway to the timeless. Some people see only the ticking of the clock. Some people feel the movement of destiny. And some, only some, recognize the pulse of the one who is beyond time. Maybe you have felt this before, a moment where everything becomes still, perhaps during prayer, perhaps while watching the sky, perhaps when you were in deep pain or deep love. Time did not pass there. You were inside the essence of time, not moving with it. For those moments, you were alive in a different way.
Maybe you have asked yourself, why do some moments feel long and heavy, while others slip away like a whisper? Why does 1 hour in joy feel like seconds, while 1 hour in suffering feels like an eternity? It is not time that changes. It is the one who experiences time who changes. And this is exactly what Ibn Arabi means. He is pointing to the state of the heart, the state of inner awareness, the way you meet the moment. There is a teaching that says, the mystic is called Ibn al-Waqt, the child of the moment, not because he is controlled by time, but because he is present with what God is showing right now. Right now is the only place where the divine is seen. Right now is the only place where life is real. Right now is the only doorway into awakening. But there is another level, a deeper one. This is called Abul Waqt, the one who becomes the father of time. What does this mean? It means that the moment does not pull him. He does not react from habit, panic, fear, memory, or desire. He does not chase time or resist time. He stands inside the center of the circle. The moment unfolds from him, not around him. Have you ever felt this, even briefly? A moment where you were not rushed by life. A moment where you felt like you were the one breathing time, not the one being pushed by it. Maybe it happened when you forgave someone. Maybe when you finally accepted something that had been heavy in your chest for years. Maybe in a silent night when you looked at the stars and realized you are both small and infinite at the same time. In these moments, something awakens. The illusion of being separate from existence becomes thinner. You begin to feel that life is not happening to you. Life is happening through you. This is the beginning of spiritual manifestation. Not visions, not miracles, not supernatural powers, but the ability to live fully, clearly, and consciously in the now. To Ibn Arabi, the heart that can remain present is a heart that can receive. If your heart is trapped in yesterday, you cannot see today. If your heart is trapped in tomorrow, you cannot taste now. And the divine speaks only now. There is a line in the Quran, every day God is in a new manifestation. This means that existence is not a repetition. It is creation renewed at every instant. Nothing you see is old. Nothing is static. Nothing is repeated. But to see this, you must be awake.
If the heart is asleep, all days look the same. If the heart is awake, every breath is a revelation. Sometimes, my friend, you may ask yourself, why do I feel disconnected? Why do my prayers feel empty sometimes? Why does life feel repetitive, heavy, or dull? The answer is not that God is distant. The answer is that the heart has stopped perceiving time. The heart has stopped being present in the moment where God appears. This is why the mystic path is not about adding new beliefs. It is about removing the veils that cover the moment. It is about learning to see again. Let us pause here, just for a breath. Not to be silent, but to notice ourselves, to feel where we are inside this moment. Close your eyes for just a few seconds. Place one hand on your chest. Do not try to feel anything special. Just notice the simple fact. You are here. You are alive inside this moment. This moment is not repeating. This moment has never existed before, and it will never exist again. So the question becomes, will you be here for your life? Or will your life pass without you being present for any of it? Ibn Arabi is not giving us a philosophy. He is giving us a key. The key is the perception of time. The key is presence. The key is the heart's ability to awaken to the now. And this is only the beginning. There is a story in the Masnavi, told by Rumi, that speaks to this mystery of presence and time. It is the story of a lover who traveled across deserts to meet the one he loved. After many days, he reached the door and knocked. A voice from inside called out, "Who is it?" And he answered, "It is I." And the voice replied, "There is no room here for you and me." The door remained closed. The lover returned to the desert, and in the silence of loneliness, his heart transformed. After some time, he returned, knocked again. The voice asked, "Who is it?" "This time," he said, "it is you." And the door opened. Why does this story matter? Because the transformation of the lover did not happen over days or miles. It happened in a single moment of realization. But for that moment to come, he had to feel time differently. He had to stop living as someone separate. He had to enter the presence of the One. This is what Ibn Arabi means when he speaks of spiritual manifestation depending on the perception of time. There are moments where your soul becomes transparent, where your identity, your desires, your fears, your memories dissolve, even if only for a breath. In those moments, you are not the one who seeks. You become the one who sees.
You might ask, how do we reach such a moment? We do not create it. We do not force it. We notice it. Because the moment is always here, waiting. The only veil is the mind's restlessness, the heart's turning away, the weight of thought and memory covering the simple truth that reality is alive now. There is another teaching. Every breath you take is a resurrection. Every heartbeat is a new creation. Existence is recreated at each instant. This is called tajdid al-khalq, the renewal of creation. This means the world is not continuing, it is being born again in every moment. We usually think that the events of our life move in a line, one after another, like beads on a string. But the mystic sees something else. Each moment is a universe. Each moment is complete. Each moment has its own sky, its own earth, its own destiny. And you are placed in that moment to witness it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked back on your life and realized that a single small decision changed everything? One conversation, one meeting, one silence, one tear, one unexpected moment of courage. Life does not change gradually. It changes in moments. Moments that are alive. Moments that are filled with divine presence. If you do not perceive time spiritually, you will miss these moments. You will walk past your own doorway. You will be present in life, but absent in soul. This is why the mystics speak so much about awareness. Not awareness of the world, not awareness of people, awareness of the moment inside you. The heart has two eyes. One sees events, the other sees meaning. If the second eye is closed, life feels random. If the second eye opens, everything is revelation. Listen, my friend, your life is not happening by accident. Your joys, your pains, your delays, your longings, your confusions, your breakthroughs, all of them belong to the unfolding of your heart. The question is not, why is life like this? The question is, are you awake inside what life is giving you right now? There is a saying, when the student is ready, the moment appears. But the student does not become ready through effort alone. The student becomes ready when they stop resisting what is, when they stop wishing time were different, when they embrace the moment as it comes. We live most of our lives in resistance. We resist pain. We resist uncertainty. We resist the unknown. And yet, every spiritual master tells us that God is found only in the unknown. Why? Because the known belongs to the past, and God reveals himself only in the present. Maybe right now there is something in your life that feels heavy, something unfinished, something unsaid, something unresolved, something you are waiting for, something you are afraid to face. And maybe you think you will be whole once that thing changes. But listen carefully. The spiritual awakening is not in the thing changing. It is in you changing inside the moment of waiting. To perceive time spiritually means to see that every moment carries a conversation between you and God, not in words, but in states, in invitations, in subtle nudges of the heart. Every experience says, "Look here." Every emotion says, "Come closer." Every longing says, "You are not finished yet." There is a moment where the heart stops trying to control life. And in that surrender, a door opens. The same door that opened for the lover in Rumi's story. The door of union. The door of belonging. The door where the self dissolves into presence. And here we come to the turning point of this path. At first, time is something you feel you are inside of, but eventually a realization emerges. Time is inside of you. Your awareness is the sky in which moments appear. Your heart is the field in which experiences grow. Your presence is the mirror in which God reflects himself. When Ibn Arabi says that spiritual manifestation depends on the perception of time, he means this: if your awareness is shallow, life seems flat, repetitive, empty. If your awareness deepens, every moment becomes sacred. There is a hadith that says, "Do not curse time, for God is time." This does not mean God is the hours or days. It means God is the one who appears through the unfolding of moments. Every moment holds a face of the divine, but you only see the face that your heart is ready to see. Now let us pause again, not to stop, but to feel. Where are you right now inside yourself? Are you thinking, or are you here? Place your attention not on your thoughts, but on the space between thoughts, on the simple awareness of being.
This awareness is the doorway. This awareness is the heart's awakening. This awareness is the beginning of manifestation. You are not traveling toward God. You are remembering him. You are removing the veils that made you forget. If you want to see the divine in your life, begin here, in this breath, in this moment, in this awareness. Because this moment is the only real moment you will ever have. And now, the path deepens from understanding to transformation. There comes a moment on the path when a person begins to understand that life is not a straight line. It is not a sequence of causes and effects, not a simple prophecy of beginning, middle, and end. Life unfolds like a circle, returning again and again to the heart's unfinished places, the places where love has not yet fully appeared, where awareness has not yet fully awakened. Ibn Arabi teaches that time is not linear. Time is a continuous act of divine creativity. Each moment a complete creation, each instant a world unto itself.
And yet, we perceive time as a line because we perceive ourselves as separate beings moving through it. But what if the self is not separate? What if the self is a wave on the ocean of divine awareness? What if the story of your life is not something that is happening to you, but something that is happening through you? This changes everything. When we think of life as happening to us, we feel like victims of time. We wait for change. We long for something else. We fear what is to come. But when we realize that life unfolds from within us, time becomes a companion, a mirror, a teacher, a friend. There is a beautiful phrase among the Sufis: the moment is your guide. Not your memories, not your expectations, not your fears. The moment. Because the moment is the only place where God is speaking to you directly. Consider this. Every struggle in your life has brought you closer to something. Even the things that broke you open, even the moments that felt unbearable, even the heartbreaks you did not understand, perhaps especially those. Say, my friend, have you ever noticed how pain stretches time? A moment of loss can feel endless, like a long night with no dawn. But in that stretching, something is happening. Something is being reshaped. The heart is being rewoven. Your perception is being purified.
Pain slows time so that the soul has space to awaken. Joy softens time so that the soul remembers its origin. Silence stops time so that the soul can hear. Every moment is a form of guidance, but the question is, are you listening? Sometimes when we are suffering, we ask, when will this end? When will things be different? When will my heart finally feel peace? But the mystic does not ask when. The mystic asks how. How is this moment calling me to grow? How is this experience reshaping my heart? How is this breath teaching me to return? Because the mystic knows that every moment is a conversation between the soul and the one who created it. Your longing is not accidental. Your restlessness is not a mistake. Your unanswered questions are not failures. They are invitations. Imagine you are walking through a quiet desert at night. The sky is full of stars. The air is cool. Everything is silent. And in that silence, something inside you begins to speak. Not in words, in presence. This presence is the soul. Not the personality, not the name, not the history, not the identity. The soul. The part of you that has always been here, before your life, during your life, after your life. And the soul does not perceive time the way the mind does. The soul is already in eternity. The soul is always at the center. The soul is always in the now. So the journey of awakening is not about reaching something new. It is about remembering what has always been true. Let us return to Ibn Arabi's perception. A refined spiritual perception of time is the key to the unfolding of one's spiritual manifestation. This means your awakening does not happen later. Your awakening does not happen when conditions are perfect. Your awakening does not happen in the future. It happens the moment you meet the moment as it is. Your heart is not waiting for the world to change. The world is waiting for your heart to awaken. You might ask, how do I awaken? What do I do? You do not need to do much.
You simply need to be here. Let us try something now. A small practice. A simple one, but one that can open a door. Place your attention on your breath. Not forcing it, not controlling it, just noticing it. Feel the air entering. Feel the air leaving. Notice the space between breaths, that tiny stillness, that quiet pause. That stillness is where the soul lives. That stillness is where time dissolves. That stillness is where God whispers. Stay with it for a moment. Notice that this moment is enough. You do not need to become anything. You do not need to achieve anything. You do not need to prove anything.
You are already inside the divine moment. You were never outside it. All the searching, all the longing, all the restless wandering, they were only to bring you back here. The mystics say, the path is not about arrival. It is about remembering. So remember now. Remember that you are a being of spirit. Remember that your breath is a gift. Remember that your heart is a sanctuary. Remember that your existence is not small or random. Remember that you are held, guided, seen. There is nothing between you and God except your own forgetting, and forgetfulness ends the moment you become present. Now listen, my friend. If this journey has touched something in you, if something in your heart stirred, opened, softened, then honor that. Do not rush away from it. Do not return immediately to noise. Let this moment settle into you like water soaking into earth. And when you are ready, I invite you to share something with me. Not for me, for yourself. For the others who walk this path silently beside you. If this message touched you, write in the comments, I am here. Because presence is the beginning. Presence is the key. Presence is the doorway to the divine. And if you feel that this path is supporting your heart, if you want to keep walking together, subscribe to this channel. Not as a follower, as a companion on the path. Because we are not alone. The hearts that seek truth recognize each other. The journey continues, and I am walking with you.